Hello student, welcome to my class of computer science for class 11. Today video we will understand types of software and their components also. So let's begin student. So first of all we have to know what is software. A software actually student organize and instruction code which is written by programmer using any various social computer languages for specific purpose. In other words student, we can say that it is a collection of the instruction designed for to do particular task through the programmers using any programming language. Now we are going to understand how many types of this. So here there are three types of the software are available. The first one thing is application software, second one system software, and third one is utility software. So according to the first one software, that means to say application software is actually used to handle or specified for a common task of a computer that you want to perform from the computer, such as the bank, hotel management, any data processing, word processing software. These are the example of application software. Second one thing, system software. Actually system software control the basic function of the computer and hides the complexity of the computer system from the user and application software. Example, operating system, compiler and interpreter. These are the software that is categorized under the system software. And third one software is utility software or utility software, which is help to manage or maintain your control of the program and computer resources. Example, antivirus software, backup software and disk tool softwares. Now we are going to understand what is system software. So as I teach you, system software is operating system. So it is one of the example of system software. So an operating system can be also written as OS. That means system operating system that control the program, its management and resources also. Okay, like resource manager. So the application software can be run on it. Example, Microsoft Windows, Solaris, Linux, Macintosh, Ubuntu, Apple's iPhone and iPhone OS also. Okay, so these are operating system which controls all our activity of your program, and these are actually a necessary program or software which helps you to start computer and which makes your computer workable. I'm to say you can work with the computer. Without that you can't work with computer. Now how operating system works. So you can see this particular figure student, user, software, operating system and hardware. So student, hardware as we know it is the physical content, okay, like keyboard, mouse and tangible things. So operating system cooperated with that particular hardware, and software like mean to say Microsoft Word or other software on that user will work. So user directly can't work with operating system. So user work with the help of computer, with the help of application software, and application system or software will coordinate with operating system, and operating system will make the communication, or we can say that make the coordination again to the hardware and application software. So here we will go through the particular study material. In any computer or mobile devices, the operating system can be termed as the backbone. When it came the software, this because has to be there for another program can be run it. It works as a middleman. We can say the middleware also, or interface between machine and user. As I teach you, this will work as a middleware or interface between hardware and user. Between that, software is also there. At the simple level, the operating system does two things. First one thing, it manages the hardware resources like RAM, processor and memory area like hard disk. Okay, it manages the hardware resources of the computer system. These resources include such things the processor, memory, disk, etc. And second one thing, it provides a stable, consistent way to application to deal with the hardware without having to know all the detail of the hardware. It means to say it will provide the resources of the hardware, I am to say computer, and it will give the consist way to deal with the software to hardware. Okay. Next one thing, functions of operating system. There are following functions of operating system which are as follow. The first one thing is processor management, second one thing memory management, then third one thing device management, fourth one storage management, fifth one application interface, and last sixth one is a user interface. So processor management, actually it load the schedule to execute process and program. As we know, whenever our program, I am to say number of the applications software is running in our computer, so operating system will decide which program will have the which precedency, I am to say it's a priority. Okay, according to that program will execute first with the help of round robin mechanism scheduling process. This is a scheduling process in which every program has particular time slice or processing slice for every program, I am to say application program. For example, if you are scanning the program, I am to say computer through the antivirus, and if you are simultaneously you are listening the music also, so that time operating system will give the more priority to the operating, that is antivirus, as compared to the music system program. Why? Because it is essential as compared to the music, but it is a simultaneous process, user can't differentiate between that. Now the next one thing is memory management. It allocate and deallocate the memory for the program execution. As we know, the process can't run without help of memory, so to perform the processing we need requirement of memory from the RAM. So operating system will also give the memory according to the time slice as round robin scheduling method. Device management, communicate and controls over input output device. Definitely with the help of operating system we can attach our input and output device also, and we have the correct information through the operating system only, is that device working properly or not, and have the list of the devices also in device manager. The next one thing is storage management. Manages and control the storage device to provide the space to program and execution to data. When a program is going to execute or install in our computer, so operating system ensure that whether the space in our memory storage device is appropriate or not, or suitable or not. Sometimes it may be possible the program is suppose that up to 2 GB and space is only 1 GB in our hard disk or the storage device. That time it will give you prior information, or it will deny to install that particular software on a computer, whether it will tell you the software require 2 GB data but your computer have only 1 GB data. So it will interrupt the installation process of the software also. The next one thing is application interface. Yes, here is application programming interface, that is API. Drivers provides a way to application to make use of hardware. Suppose that if I have purchased a digitalizer of the trackball, so that time I need to install a driver. Driver actually a software that will make usable my new device with my computer. So application programming interface, or we can say the driver, provides a way for application to make use of hardware definitely. So this is also the one of the functionality of the operating system. User interface, structure for interaction between user and computer. So as you know, there are number of the operating system are in market. I am to say like Windows family operating system, Macintosh operating system, okay, Linux operating system. So there are number of the families are there. So every software, I am to say operating system, do not show you the same thing. They have their own interface, own interaction way. Some are GUI user friendly, some are not. So this is also the one of the functionality of the operating system. Now types of operating system. So here are following types of operating system, students. So first one thing, single user, single task operating system. So these operating system actually, student, works on single task and single user at a time. Okay, It means to say in a one time only one user can interact with the computer. I mean to say work with a computer, and only one task. If a one person want to open a DOS, so DOS only. So example is operating system is DOS, that is disk operating system. Okay. The next one thing is single user multitasking operating system. So these operating system works on more than one task to process them and concurrently at the same time. Okay, the example is Windows 95 or later version of Windows. Nowadays we are using the single user multitasking operating system. It means to say operating system which provides you the to run more than one application in the same time. Okay, I can just use music also. I am just listen music also. At the same time I am typing also. At the same time I can give the print command also. So how many tasks are there running together? 3 tasks. So it means to say multitasking, but single user. Now multi-user operating system. In this operating system, student, multiple users are allowed to access the same data or information at the time. I am to say same time, we can say that via network. Example Unix, Linux, Windows 7. So student, such type of operating system are used in a form of terminal. Terminal means like camera accessing, okay, controlling the signal, light, etc, etc. So these operating system are used in such application. So these application, I am to say software operating system provides you to access the multiple what thing user to interact with each other. I am to say coordinate with each other. Now multi-processing operating system. So here a single process runs on a 2 or more processor. All processing and their management task place on a parallel way. Hence the operating system also called a parallel processing. So Linux, Unix and Windows 7 are the example of multi-processing operating system. So multi-processing, it means one process can run in a one time. So multiple process can be run one time is known as what thing? Multi-processing operating system. Embedded operating system. These are embedded in a device. Okay, it means to say, for example, if you have purchased a washing machine, in that computer chip will be installed on that, and that will have a smart thing. Okay, how to control the overall activity of the washing the clothes also. As you listen in the word wash, you can say fridge. Okay, in a fridge, according to the temperature, it will control its internal temperature also. That means to say embedded operating system. So some type of hardwares available in market which have some embedded software that actually decide that take the decision by their own what thing programmed skill. So now these embedded devices which located in ROM, OS of microwave, so you can see that operating system microwave, washing machine, etc. Now distributed operating system. In this operating system, the computer works on cooperation with each other. It means to say there are number of the operating system are installed in a different devices. They can perform the work together with each cooperations. Now we are going to understand system software or programming software. Okay, so here first of all we will understand a language processor or programming languages. So as the computer understand only the machine language, or we can say that binary language, that is 0 and 1. 0 means false and 1 means true. Whereas human can understand only high level language, that means to say English like language. So language processor does the conversion, okay, task from high level language to machine and vice versa. So there are 3 types of language processor. First one thing is compiler, second is interpreter, third one is assembler. So according to the first one, that is meant to say compiler, it converts high level language code to machine level language, okay, in one session. One session means one time. It takes time because it have to translate high level code to lower level language, it means to say machine level language, okay, all at a once, and save the executable object in a memory. Okay, it means to say student, whenever compiler will compile, I am to say convert the high level to low level or low level to high level, it will definitely take time. Okay, and it converts the whole code or whole program file at once, either it is in a lower level code or high level code, and after that it will create a executable object code in a memory. While we are talking about the interpreter, it translates code like a compiler, but read the code and immediately execute the code, as you seen in a Python, that is interpreted language. So whenever we are typing the code, it will converts the code immediately. So it is faster than a compiler, and therefore it is initially faster than definitely compiler. Assembler, it translate an assembly language like mnemonics, okay, program into a machine language, that means say 01. And there are two type of assembler, one pass assembler and multi-pass assembler. So one pass assembler go through to the source code once. Any symbol used before it define it will require error data or error data, okay, at the end of object, telling linker to loader, okay, to the go back and override the placeholder, which has to be left where the yet and undefined symbol was used. It means to say, student, one pass assembler will check the whole code once, and then after that, if any symbol is not according to the syntax of the program, it will give you the information that is error data, and tell the object or linker to load this particular code with the go back functionality, and then after that it will override the particular placeholder with different, I'm say, new one code or further code. Multi-pass assembler, actually it creates the table with all symbols and their value in the first passes. They use the table in the later passes, okay, to generate the code. So multi-pass assembler will create the first of all table with all symbols along with their values, and then in first pass and then second pass it will process the all particular code to generate the low level or high level code. Now we will understand difference between compiler and interpreter. First one thing, compiler. You scan whole program in one go, where interpreter translate the program on statement at a time, okay, one statement at a time. Second one thing, the error, that means to say if any shown in the end together, that means to say if there error in a file, it will show end of the file and together it will show you. Suppose that 4 error in my program, it will show you at the end of the program. In interpreter, error are shown line by line, it means to say quickly. The third one thing, under the compiler, main advantage of compiler is that it is execution time, while interpreter, due to the interpreter being slow in the execution, the object code, it is preferred as less. Now fourth one point, to the compiler, it converts the instruction into a systematic code, we can say that. Interpreter, it doesn't convert the instruction, instead of it directly works source languages. Fifth one point, the example which are used, the compiler, C, C++, C#, etc. Interpreter example, Python that we are using in this session, Ruby, Perl, MATLAB, etc. Now we are talking about application software, student. So here are two type of application software, student: general purpose application software and a specific purpose application software. So according to the general purpose application software, these are ready to use definitely software for daily use purpose. Example, word processor, that means to say Microsoft Word, okay, spreadsheet, Microsoft Excel, presentation, Microsoft PowerPoint, DBMS, maybe a MySQL, SQL, okay, and a specific purpose application software. These software which are designed to a specific task or organization. For example, payroll system software, payroll software, hotel management software, hospital management software, stock management software, etc. Now, utility software. As the assist operating system carrying out the certain specified tasks are called utility software. It actually accelerates the hardware and proper utilization of the hardware of the operating system. So that's why operating system have such type of category also. Here is first one thing is antivirus. Second one is compression tool. As you know, we can use the antivirus to scan our system to better performance or to protect from the threat and thefts. Next one thing, compression software or compression tool we can say. Compression tool are utilized that assist the operating system in the shortening files to easily take less space. Definitely student, whenever our file is big in, I must say large in amount, okay, or big in size, so that time our hard disk will definitely fill up. So to reduce the size of that time we have to use what thing? Compression software. Now utility software, this is last part of the day. So there are utility software: disk cleanup, disk defragmenter, backup, file management tool, and restore. As you know, disk cleanup tools assist the user to freeing up the space. For example, I have installed a particular software in my computer, but I'm not using from a long time. So that time disk cleanup will suggest me to clean that particular software from my computer and install it. Disk defragmenter. So disk defragmenter is a disk management utility. So underline this student, it is a disk management utility that increase the file access speed from rearranging the fragment file to the contiguous location. Okay. Backup actually also utility application that enable the backup my file, folder, database for the or complete disk for in a you can say that in a undesirable conditions. File management tool. Utility software provides you the regular file management tasks like browser, search, update, preview, etc. called file management tools. Restore. This utility students restore the backup file and the backup status of my computer that last time action taken. So student, today we have covered most of the software part. I hope you have learned it, understand it. Till then student, thank you and have a nice day.